been another month and another 4 leaves later. I'm happy to say that this moss pole continues to show positive progress. Here are our latest 4 leaves. So yes, it continues to push out about 4 leaves or a leaf a week. And as you can see here, we have another leaf that is starting to push out. So I imagine that will continue at the 4 leaves a month. I'm also noticing that the leaves are still sizing up. So we were at about 4, a little over 4 in July or June. And these are about 5 inches, or at least these bottom 2. These top 2 are still sizing up. I did make another change in that I moved the location of the moss pole. So one of the things that I did notice, and I did a video on this earlier, that the internodal spacing from what we see down here is much wider or further apart what we see up here. So while the leaves are getting larger, their internodal space is also widening as well, which is causing it to grow up the moss pole a lot faster because, again, with more space in between each leaf. And so while these leaves are smaller, you can see that there's a lot more leaves in this frame, whereas as I move up, it's literally a lot less leaves in the frame, and I'm moving back a little bit just so that you can see. So I moved it towards the sun, and I've been watering a little bit more aggressively, but also what I've noticed is that since I moved it towards the sun, that the moss is drying out even faster than it was when it was further back from the sun. So I'm trying to manage that as well. We'll see hopefully in August whether the internodal spacing is less and whether the leaves continue to size up. So stay tuned for that. I also want to give you a little quick peek at another one of my successful moss poles. So we've been primarily doing the update just based on this moss pole, but let me just show you another one of my other moss poles. Is another one of my moss poles, and this one actually has pretty good internodal spacing. If you could see, it's pretty good. I mean, there's a gap right here, but then and actually I lost a leaf right here because it got stuck in the moss pole and I didn't realize it. But then it pretty much, you can see that the leaves are really close together. And then it's looking like it's starting to space out a little bit here. So I also moved this moss pole to a sunnier area, but I also want you just to note how big this leaf is. This leaf is actually 6 inches long and about 3.5, 4 inches wide. So it's wider than my other leaves. And they've always been a little bit wider on this moss pole compared to the other. This one is only about 2 plastic sleeves long, whereas the other one is 3. This one is getting close to the top. It will likely in the month of August get its 3rd moss pole, and the other, the first one, the one that we've been primarily monitoring, will likely get a chop by the end of August going into September as well. But again, I just wanted to show you this moss pole, just how it is progressing in comparison to the one that we've been primarily monitoring.